Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Hugo Quintanilla here with another live. As always, I appreciate it when you share the live with others that you think might like this type of content. Today, we're talking about get the best price, real estate negotiating secrets revealed, how to negotiate like the pros. And that's what it is truly about, giving you the power to negotiate like a professional. Now, as always, am your realtor, Hugo, licensed in Maryland with Long and Foster, North Potomac, Rockville. Thank you so much for tuning in for another live. This is your space to learn a little bit more about real estate every day. And we pick up a topic that usually goes along the same vein during the week. And then on the weekends, we usually do a uh, webinar on Saturday and a news recap on Sunday. So, truly excited for this week. The new quarter has started, so people have hit the ground running. A lot of great initiatives out there, a lot of great things that I've been seeing. This weekend's going to be very busy as well. Lots of stuff to do. So, truly excited for everyone. But on to the matter at hand. For today, number one, understand the market value. First up, understanding market value, knowing what home homes are worth in your area isn't just useful, it's crucial. Always look at recent sales and compare similar properties. This knowledge is your best defense against overpaying or underselling. Ask yourself, what has sold recently that's similar to this home? Your realtor can provide a comparative market analysis that is incredibly helpful to decipher this information very quickly. Knowing how much similar like properties are selling in the area is very smart. It's good business. Now, how much you want for a property? Are you underpaying? Are you overpaying? I think that's truly, are you over underselling and overpaying? I think that truly is in the person that's on the side that's doing it. If they are overpaying, then they obviously paid too much. They couldn't afford it to start out with, or could only afford it to a certain range. You have to know your limit. If they feel like they're underselling, then they price the property too low. And sometimes, and I've seen this on occasion with poor marketing, when a property is, for all intents and purposes, nothing wrong with it. It just has poor marketing. Maybe put at the wrong time. Maybe didn't show up on the MLS correctly. If it doesn't hit the market correctly, it could sit on the market for a while. And if it was priced poorly, it can give off red flags. And those could be false red flags. The property could be perfectly fine. It's just, user error. But knowing the market value can prevent stuff from happening like that, because you don't want to risk leaving money on the table or forking over hand over fist more money than you have to. Number two, the art of the first offer. Making the first offer, it's sets the tone for the negotiation. It's like the opening move in chess, strategic and telling. Be informed by the market value, but also consider how much you want the property. Don't lowball to the point of insult, and don't overpay out of fear. Think, what's a competitive price this that shows I'm serious but still leaves room for negotiation. I think with that, you have to take away that you don't want to lowball to the point of insult, and don't overpay out of fear. We never want to move in fear. We want to move in confidence and, certainty. So we want to be in control and remember that this is a home that we're buying with the confidence that we're going to build a future here. So I don't really like that sentiment of overpaying out of fear. Now, there is a point, and this is why you have to know your limits, that overpaying is overpaying and you can't overpay too much. Point blank, period. But lowballing to the point of insult, I think you have to gauge yourself according to the market. And I think when people start asking in a seller's market for, I would say, anything over $15,000 in concessions, it starts to get a little tricky. It can get a little, contentious. Two things are either happening. Either the property is overpriced and they're more than happy to take it off because they're still making profit, or there's something potentially wrong with the property and they still are making profit because they're getting rid of this problem that's been a money pit. You never know. Number three, negotiating tactics. Negotiation tactics can vary, but some classics include counter offering, concessions on closing costs, or adjusting the closing time to better suit the other party. Each of these can move the needle in your favor without resorting to drastic price changes. Ask, can I offer or request a home warranty to sweeten the deal? These are, again, very great suggestions. The home warranty is something that I've offered myself, something that I've offered for my clients. It's really a great little cherry on top for a situation that helps protect home buyers when they are purchasing the home, or home sellers when they're issuing out the home. It just, adds a little bit of extra perk. Now, when it comes to concessions on closing costs, that is limited up to a certain percentage depending on the loan. But we also see that quite a bit. Counter offering is very common as long as the other party still wants to communicate. That's why you don't want to insult to the point where they don't take you serious for the next time. But, writing good offers, it could get the conversation started. And then finally, adjusting the closing time, that's something that we see all the time, usually faster or later. It really, or slower. It really depends on what is the most important factor for the seller. Do they need a rent back? Do they need to sell the property ASAP? Do they need cash? Do they need, they don't mind because they're a little bit more on the stable side. They've already purchased their home. You never know. Number four, communication style. Effective communication is key. Always be clear, calm, and respectful. Misunderstandings can derail deals quick. Timing is crucial too. Respond quickly to offers and keep the dialogue moving. Use phrases like, I understand your concerns. Let's see how we can address them. And moments like that, little keywords like that, are the things that really a professional has in their soul, that it's being of servitude and it's being of just cause and trying to make it work for everyone, making it a win-win for everyone. That's truly what good communication style can do. It can communicate not only your points effectively, but those around you, so you can advocate for yourself and others. Number five, using contingencies wisely. Contingencies are safety nets like inspections or financing approval, but use them wisely. Too many can scare off sellers, too few can leave buyers at a risk. Balance is key. Think, which contingencies are essential for my protection and which can I compromise on? Big concessions you got to keep in mind are home inspection contingencies, um, financing, and appraisal. The appraisal, not really something you can kind of, shoo away as easy. You can shoo it away if you have the money to make up the difference, but please keep in mind that you need that money. That's no joke. If there's a dollar less more than what the bank is offering you that's necessary to buy this home, then you need to have that dollar. Otherwise, it could be an issue. The home inspection contingency you can be, a little bit more flexible on, but remember, buying a home is risky. So do your due diligence. And I never shy away from a home inspection. It's better to spend the money and have it than not. Just, always think about how are you asking for this contingency? Are you asking for right to negotiate, right to cancel, both? You never know. And then lastly, financing. Financing again really depends on your financial window. So it is truly your finances that are going to dictate whether or not you need the financing contingency, proving more than anything to the financier that you can afford the loan would be the best way to not have that contingency. But even at that point, you'll still need the appraisal contingency. So trying to get a lot of those contingencies out of the way is really the best way to make your offer strongest when you present. So think about that, with your lender and your realtor as you're preparing and formulating your offers. Number five, oh no, I'm sorry. Number six, the role of emotions. Keep emotions in check. This is business, not personal. Don't let a small disagreement over fixtures or a comment sway your decision making. Remember, the goal is to fair is excuse me, the goal is a fair deal, not winning an argument. And a lot of people get really hung up on the arguments that might happen. I have fallen victim to that. I will not lie. It is very easy to get dragged into a low dwelling person. So what you have to do at times is just rise above and realize that you are truly in a place of responsibility, accountability, and authority. And I have people that I represent. So my emotions need to be separated from anything that goes on with this transaction. I'm here to execute on what they've asked me to do. I will not let them get taken advantage of. I will tell them and be transparent with them about every step of the way. But they will make their choices and I will represent them to the best of my abilities. So keeping your emotions in check as a realtor is of the utmost. If you have a realtor that's overly emotional or dramatic, it could be hell to work with. So I don't know. Some say that, hey, these realtors get stuff done, they make sales. Yeah, they do. They might. But at what cost? At what cost? Number seven, leveraging your realtor's expertise. Utilize your realtor's expertise. We're here to help you strategize and get the best deal possible. We know the tips and tricks that work best in your specific market. Ask us what's been effective in similar past negotiations. And that's also another thing I'll add too is make sure you're working with a realtor that has worked in the type of markets that you have wanted to go, because this type of structure that you might want could be a factor. If you are trying to buy a condo and are working with someone that has never done condos before, that could be a headache. Townhouses, same deal. There are little pitfalls and little nuances that you have to pick up over time with just experience or either a lot of class taking or a lot of just study, because there's not really a lot of ways for you to know everything about real estate until you run into these issues. So it's really one of those things that there are general rules, but there are always nuances to this industry. And knowing those nuances is what we specialize in. Number eight, know when to walk away. Sometimes the best move is to walk away. It's a key issue cannot be if a key issue cannot be resolved or if the deal no longer meets your needs, it's okay to step away. Always have a clear idea of your deal breakers before you start the negotiation. This is why I kept bringing up the fact that you should know your bottom line. how much you want to cap it off at. I know people that get carried away in the okay, let's bid, let's get the house. Yeah, 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 yeah. But it's you're overstretching yourself, and it's a race for a fight that you're not even a dog in. It's sometimes these homes go to people or organizations really that are very large. And I just ran into a for sale by owner that's a very big corporation behind it. So it happens all the time. There are corporations that take over small homes, and you think you're buying it from a seller, but you're actually buying it from an entity. Go figure. Number 9, legal and ethical considerations. Stay on the right side of the law, ensuring all agreements and legal all agreements are legal and binding, and avoid ethical pitfalls by being transparent and fair. That is number 1 on the code of ethics. If something feels off, it probably is. Always consult with legal advice when you're unsure. Those are some of my best friends that I call almost on a weekly basis nowadays to just touch base with and see what's new, because there is so much new happening in the industry every week now with this NAR lawsuit. So we will see what's happening, but make sure that you stay above board and that you're being fair and equal to everyone. It's about fair housing and equal opportunity. Don't forget. And that's what we're here to do, at least myself as a realtor. You, as the buyer and the seller, you have, no qualms, no horse in that fight. Hey, Fluffy. And, but apart from that, that's really the long, the short of it. You don't want either you or your realtor or you being up for a legal battle when it comes to fair housing or fair housing violations. Number 10, closing the deal. Finally, closing the deal. Once terms are agreed upon, ensure everything is documented and deadlines are met. Celebrate the mutual satisfaction of a well negotiated deal. Remember, the end goal is a happy buyer and a satisfied seller. So that really is the long and the short of it, that you have to always keep the end goal in mind, that you are going to close the deal and that it is going to be your home. I know that, hey, you might have not liked the fixtures, or it might have been heck to try to get the actual property, but at the end of the day, you have the property now. So enjoy it, live it. It's going to be one of your best assets. And truly, congratulations. So, if you're just joining us today, we were talking about get the best price, real estate negotiation secrets, revealed how to negotiate real estate like one of the professionals. And the 10 tips were understanding the value of the market, really getting a gist for how that market is operating. Number 2, the art of the first offer, making the first offer not too high, but not too low to insult anybody. Number 3, negotiating tactics, being familiar with counter offering concessions on closing costs and adjusting the timeline for closing. Number 4, communication skills, understanding different communication styles can cause different results. Number 5, using contingencies wisely. Not every contingency in the book needs to be used. Number 6, the real role of emotions in a transaction. They can get really, really dicey. So be careful with your emotions and keep them in check. Know what your deal breakers are. Number 7, leverage your realtor's expertise. That's what we're here for, to actually bring you expertise during these times of necessity. Number 8, know when to walk away. Again, I reiterate, know your deal breakers and have that point where you know you're going to walk away. When it's time, it's time. And number 9, legal and ethical considerations. Make sure you're always staying above board and with abiding by fair housing and equal opportunity guidelines. Number 10, always keep mind the end result of the transaction. That's going to be the home is yours. So don't be afraid. Don't get caught up in the offer counter offer nonsense of real estate. It will happen and it will be yours. It's just a matter of staying consistent and persevering on your dreams. So I really do appreciate all of you tuning in for another live. I will see you all tomorrow for a another live. Tomorrow is actually our webinar day on Saturdays. So tomorrow is the third. So it's gonna be, well, yeah, okay. Tomorrow is going to be leasing. So we are going to be doing a webinar about leasing and how you can do a few cool things with your lease to help your credit in the future. I got some new cool ideas for you to keep in mind for the future. But again, thank you all. Please, 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 please be safe out there if you are gardening. I really do hope that you all have fun. And I will take any suggestions that you guys might have. So feel free if you have any ideas for tomorrow. Maybe we'll make a special episode. Maybe we'll make like a special, edition. I don't know. And then on Sunday, don't forget that we have the real estate recap with some of the news stories. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about Bitcoin having that happened today and how the market's looking with those interest rates that went above 7% yesterday. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Get some sleep. Drink some water tomorrow. And I will talk to you all tomorrow. Take care.